you don't have that much time. So we're seeing this debt to GDP spiral, right? If we took CBO's own estimates, which are always wildly conservative, in 20 years you get to 250% debt to GDP. That doesn't work. Middle class, working class Americans are getting kicked in the proverbial knee. I say all the time, I go to bed and pray Bitcoin doesn't, I don't wake up with Bitcoin at $1 million, because that would mean we've ended civil society.
In this most recent episode of Galaxy Brains, Alex Thorn sits down with Mike Novogratz, Galaxy founder and CEO, to discuss the latest developments in the crypto market. Recorded shortly after Galaxy's Q1 earnings call, the conversation dives into Mike's predictions for Bitcoin with the fluctuating market conditions. At the time of this discussion, Bitcoin's price is around $69,000, reflecting a 5% increase in the past 24 hours and a 10% increase over the past 30 days. Currently, 19.4 million out of the 21 million total Bitcoin are in circulation. This episode provides a comprehensive look into Mike's strategic vision for the future of digital assets and the crypto market. Let's dive deeper into Mike's insights on the crypto market and the future of digital assets.
No. 85 to 90 million Americans now own crypto.
Oh, wow.
I thought it was lower. I Googled it in the earnings call.
Let's go.
And so, because the ETF, you've got more and more people owning crypto. It's an own goal. And it's not too late to pivot, but we will see. The crypto universe was small, and there was less narratives, right? The narrative was the halving, and so that became really important. Well, when there are other narratives, it's just part of the narrative. Right? Halving's not as important anymore, right? What's important is we're in this adoption cycle. Why does crypto continue to have a high Sharpe ratio and is going from lower left to upper right? Because we have a macro environment we just talked about, right? With gold, silver. So for hard assets, it's a very nice environment to be in. And we're still early in the adoption cycle. And we just pulled the giant lever, which was ETFs and the wealth channel. And so you had the original excitement around it. And now it's going to be the Morgan Stanley, hi. Mr. Jones, have I talked to you about Bitcoin yet? Right? Bitcoin is always sold, not bought. So you've got to orange pill somebody.
It's true.
And we just in the last month turned all the Morgan Stanley RIAs into orange pills. There's $45 trillion managed by RIAs of baby boomer wealth. Now it's just Bitcoin is digital gold. And it's easier to sell it today than it was to sell it when it was. It's becoming an asset now. It's part of your macro dashboard. It's portfolio diversification. Again, I would change my tune, and it would cost me personal money if I saw any chance of populism going away in this country. But most new buyers of ETFs, say they're their first or second time buying Bitcoin, they're not going to buy it and sell it in a week. The only other catalyst besides Fed and regulatory, what has been surprising and not surprising because of the SEC, is that generally when you get an ETF, a week to 2 weeks later, you get options on the ETF. And there are no options on the Bitcoin ETF yet. The SEC is holding that back. Is there a good reason for it? Not that I know of, but maybe the SEC can tell us. The moment that option market comes at, that really unleashes the Robinhood crowd. So what was fascinating is fascinating. So with ETFs, all this hype. If you look at from day one of the ETFs till today, and you took all those ETFs, what, they're 9? 11? The 11 ETFs, total volume versus volume on MicroStrategy and Marathon. MicroStrategy and Marathon kicked its ass. More volume. And I was like, he was driving me crazy. I was like, why? Because of the options. All the Robinhooders, all the Game Stoppers, all the day traders trade short-term options. And it creates a wacko volatility market, but it creates excitement and volume. Michael Saylor is a Chad. He caught this. He did it brilliantly. I'm a little worried, to be honest, for the buyers, because if you just look what the CEO does, he sold stock every day the last 6 months. So when the CEO is selling, I normally get nervous. And he's selling MicroStrategy, which trades at a big premium to Bitcoin, and then he's buying Bitcoin. And so you're like, well, the CEO's doing it. And as a corporation, they issue stock and buy Bitcoin. So he's selling. So you usually want to do what the corporation and the CEO does, which would be, instead of buying MicroStrategy, selling MicroStrategy, buying Bitcoin. Now, he became such a mimic figure that didn't matter. So even though the CEO is selling, people are like, we're buying it anyway because he's that much of an Uber Chad. Like that in the long run ends in tears. MicroStrategy will find a ratio versus Bitcoin that will be close to par or maybe even negative because closed-end funds trade negative. It might keep a premium because Michael's really smart and he's going to figure out a way to do something.
Yeah.
But it, by no means, it doesn't feel right that it will trade at a huge premium. We'll see. It's traded at a big premium. It held its premium. It's going up again.
Mike Novogratz explores the broader economic and regulatory landscape affecting the crypto market. He highlights the significance of ETF approvals, which signal a major psychological shift among institutional investors. Mike stresses the importance of understanding market cycles and the impact of macroeconomic trends, such as inflation and interest rate changes, on Bitcoin's performance. He also discusses the challenges posed by regulatory hurdles and the critical role of strategic partnerships in navigating the evolving crypto ecosystem. Mike envisions a transformative decade leading up to 2030, where digital currencies and blockchain technology will redefine financial systems and global economic structures, offering a comprehensive understanding of the potential long-term impacts on the economy. Let's listen more to Mike's insights.
Is that we're still not public in the United States because of the limited amount of crypto opportunities in the U.S., which solely is around because of an SEC that won't approve or hasn't approved many crypto companies. Bullish, ourselves, eToro, plenty of people in the queue. There are not a lot of opportunities. And so the miners, MicroStrategy, a few other crypto companies got all the equity excitement and they trade at very, very expensive levels versus book because they trade as momentum stocks. Mm-hmm. And the CEOs of Riot and CleanSpark and Marathon are all smart guys. Hey, my stock's trading 3 times book, 4 times book. I'll sell it and I'll buy more book.
Yeah.
And so the single biggest dilution of all stocks haven't been in crypto stocks. And I'm like, oh, so the SEC thinks that this is really good for retail investors, but God forbid approving bullish. Like it makes no sense.
Paul Dano was really good in that as Kitty.
I thought it was a great.
And I'll always remember that moment when he testified in Congress and they were like they're trying to get him to say that he was manipulating the stock with his posts, and he was like, "We like the stock. I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. We like the stock." And people are like, "How can that be?" Right? Because it's like GameStop stock, and he's like, "We just like it. We like it." And I was like, "I love this answer. I don't know why."
AI. You gotta love Roaring Kitty, just because he beat the system, and
he really took it on
and won. Listen, when you get bizarre valuation on things with lots of focus, so there are lots of liquidity, it is past the parcel. Someone is gonna lose a fortune. I always feel terrible, and I said this during the fucking GameStop.
Yeah.
I was on CNBC and I was like, I am very worried for people, not that bought it 3 weeks ago or 3 days ago. Those guys were bright and smart and realized the market was offsides on options and, they deserve to win. But sucking all the people in that are buying it at stupid prices, they will by definition lose.
Right.
And they did.
Yeah. A lot of people call this financial nihilism, that it's part of the meme stocks, even meme coins.
Well, listen, when we had rates at zero, and the government, by de facto, was giving away money and saying money's really not worth that much. It gave birth to crypto. It gave birth to why not memes?
It's almost pure. It's just
and so it was a nihilism.
Yeah,
it was the whole system's rigged against us. Listen, everybody should watch. Now I'm gonna footnote this in that my brother runs the TED Talks, but Professor Galloway, Scott Galloway, Prof G, who I've been on his podcast twice, talking crypto, he gave a TED Talk on generational theft. And it was awesome. I have to say. And it pissed me off because it's shit that I've been saying nonstop, and you can find it. And he stole all my good ideas. They were his ideas too. But he put it together in a wonderful way.
Yeah.
And the punchline is our youth are in so much worse shape that at 20 to 30 than my generation was at 20 to 30. And he looked at real income versus what it costs to go to college, what it costs to live in a house, and why this happened. And if you're young, you deserve to be pissed. You should be pissed at Nancy Pelosi and Donald Trump and Joe Biden and all these frickin' geriatric baby boomers that have been running our country because they've done a shit job and they've stolen your money.
What are your thoughts on Mike Novogratz's insights about Bitcoin and the broader crypto market? Do you agree with his predictions and strategies? How do you see the future of digital assets evolving? And will you be investing in Bitcoin? Share your views in the comments below, hit the like button if you found this discussion insightful, and don't forget to subscribe for the latest updates in the world of cryptocurrency. Stay tuned for more expert analysis and discussions on the future of digital finance as we bring you the latest trends and insights from industry leaders.